such a mystery to so many people. I guess it's a vegetable? I don't know. I mean, I would call it a vegetable. It's kind of like a squash? I don't know. Probably should have done my research before I go into an eggplant episode. Anyway, I love eggplant. I think what's gonna happen here is, since this is kind of large for one person to eat, I'm gonna do a series because I think I could probably get 3 meals out of this eggplant. So I'm gonna do 3 different things with one eggplant. And this is the first in that series. I can't get the idea out of my head that I wanna do a eggplant pineapple fried rice. And it's partially because there's this Thai restaurant in the town that I live in that I love, and COVID has denied me of my Thai restaurant, and that makes me very sad. So when I crave pineapple fried rice from my local Thai restaurant that I love, I want to be able to make it on my own, in my own kitchen. So this is a little bit of an experiment because I've never made pineapple fried rice, and I've certainly never made pineapple fried rice with an eggplant. So I think this is going to be great for vegetarians and anyone who just likes to be a little bit more adventurous with their food. So here we go. I have all the ingredients because I've been thinking about this for literally weeks, and I'm ready. I'm ready to make eggplant pineapple fried rice. Are you ready? We're gonna do this. I'm gonna call this one Broaden Your Horizons Eggplant Pineapple Fried Rice, because it's broadening my horizons by making it since I've never made it before. It's kind of like, you know, exotic. Anyway, first thing we're gonna need to do is cook some rice. And I'm just gonna cook that according to the package instructions, not too fancy. But what I am gonna do is put it in the refrigerator after it's done cooking, because chilled rice is so much better to use for fried rice. It allows like the oil to cling to the outside instead of soaking into the grain, and it keeps all the rice grains separate once it's cooked in the fried rice. So that's what we're gonna do. If you have a couple hours ahead of time, that should do just fine. Just lay it out flat on a plate, pop it in your fridge, uncovered, and you're good to go. Next thing we'll need to do is get the eggplant prepped. We're gonna salt this eggplant. And we're gonna salt it for a couple of reasons. Because when you salt the eggplant, the moisture in the eggplant kind of seeps out, and the salt that you put on the outside seeps in. So it helps flavor the eggplant. And we're gonna fry this, so when there's less moisture on the outside of the eggplant, it helps it crisp it up a lot better. So once that's cut into chunks, and we salt it, then I'm gonna get some shallots because I wanna slice up some shallots really thinly and dust them with cornstarch and fry them up. Cornstarch instead of flour helps it stay really light and crispy and golden brown. It's also gonna make this recipe gluten-free, which is awesome. Then I'm gonna get a frying pan. If you have a wok, go for it. Use your wok, and then use a neutral oil. I wouldn't use olive oil with this because olive oil has a low smoke point, so when you heat it up really hot to fry stuff in, it ends up smoking and then getting weird and kind of gets a burnt flavor. I like using canola oil. You could use vegetable oil, or you could even use peanut oil, but peanut oil has like a pretty strong peanutty flavor. Anyway, we're gonna fry up the shallots, make them all golden and crispy, and take them out and set those aside. We're just gonna sprinkle them on top at the end. Then we're gonna do the same thing with the eggplant. We're gonna dust the eggplant in the cornstarch and fry that up, but we're also going to coat it with a sauce. Now the sauce I'm gonna make from a bunch of stuff, but a little bit of each of these things. Wine, soy sauce, oyster sauce, fish sauce, brown sugar, and throw in some white pepper. If you don't have all of these ingredients, then that's fine. Use a little bit extra of whatever you do have. In a pinch, this could be just fine with just a little bit of brown sugar, the pineapple juice from your pineapple, and soy sauce. So don't stress out if you don't have oyster sauce or fish sauce. It's gonna be fine. It'll be better if you do, but it's gonna be fine if you don't. So then once the eggplant is all glazed and crispy, set that aside while we do the rest of the rice. Putting together the rest of the rice starts with garlic and ginger, which we're gonna mince up really tiny. Then get some carrot and onion, dice those up, and of course, the pineapple. If you have fresh pineapple, use fresh pineapple. It's gonna be so much better. I don't, so I'll be using canned pineapple. And I have canned pineapple rings, so I'm gonna dice those up into little chunks. Throw in the carrot, onion, and pineapple, Now we're gonna get a few more ingredients. Green peas, because they just look great in fried rice, honestly. Then a couple of ingredients that are kind of specific to pineapple fried rice, and they are raisins. I'm gonna use golden raisins. They plump up and they make these little pops of sweetness in the fried rice, and it's just awesome. And then cashews, which give like a crunchy, nutty goodness to it. And honestly, I just can't imagine doing pineapple fried rice without the raisins and the cashews, but I know those might be controversial ingredients, so you do you. Then to flavor the rice, we need curry powder. We'll grab that rice out of the fridge, throw that in the pan with the garlic, ginger, carrot, onion, and pineapple. Then we're gonna throw in the peas, the raisins, the cashews, and the curry powder. After that gets all cooked together, the same sauce that we used for the eggplant, we're gonna pour into the rice to flavor the rice. Then as a garnish, we're just gonna cut up some green onions or scallions or whatever you wanna call them. We've also got the fried shallots off on the side, which we're gonna throw on top. Get that rice out of the pan, throw it in a bowl, get the eggplant that's been set aside, throw that on top, and then toss the garnishes on top, the fried shallots and the scallions. And then we're gonna see how this turns out. I'm pretty excited. I really have been thinking about this for a long time, so I'm ready to jump in and get started. Okay, step one. We're gonna chop this up into chunks and then salt it. So, ooh, where's my knife? Let's get off that little end piece. And then I'm gonna go just big chunks, like, I don't know, quarter it that way, and then something like that. Some kosher salt, sprinkle, toss, and then we just let that sit like that for like 15 minutes, and there will be, ooh, hey, there'll be like liquid and juices that'll seep out. Here's the rice that I made ahead of time. I made this yesterday and it's been in the refrigerator, and I just tossed it with a little bit of oil so that the grains of the rice won't stick together. So I've got this ready to go and the eggplant, and I'm just gonna chop up the rest of the ingredients. eggplant has been sitting for a bit now. I don't know if you can see, but it like the liquids kind of bead up on the surface, and you can kind of see that there's liquid in the bowl. So that's almost done. So I'm gonna use cast iron. I'm gonna be honest, I have a wok, but I didn't buy a great quality wok, and things stick to the bottom of it, and that's kind of the opposite of what you need. You need things to be super non-stick, and the most non-stick thing I have is my cast iron. Let me get my shallots. Here's the shallot. Get my cornstarch. Cornstarch makes things extra crispy. Oh, let me get my oil going. Canola oil. I'm gonna salt these once they're done frying. So I'm just gonna do plain cornstarch right now. Make sure they're good and coated and that all the pieces are separated. Yeah, like that. Just dusted. We get a plate with a paper towel on it ready so that I can put them on that when they come out. And I'm just waiting for my oil to get hot enough. Okay, I'm essentially gonna do the same thing I just did with the shallots with the eggplant. I'm gonna dust them with cornstarch, and then we're going to fry them up. I'm gonna prep a sauce, because we're gonna crisp these up, and then we're gonna drizzle like a brown sugar, soy sauce, oyster sauce, fish sauce, kind of glaze on top of them, and then we'll set those aside while we fry the rest of the rice. There's a decent amount of liquid that has come off of them. So they're ready to go. I'm going to rinse the salt off of these, or else they're going to be really salty, and then dust them with cornstarch.
hurry, let me and ain't you going? Where you going? Ain't you going? Where you going? To the British man. Reggae music man. Oh my honey. What? Oh my honey. What? Let me take you to Alexander. Brand, 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 brand. Ain't you coming along? Come on and hear. I like to hear. Come on and hear. I like to hear. Alexander's Black Stop Band. Come on and hear. Come on and hear. Come on and hear.
Okay, so eggplant pineapple fried rice. Now it's time to taste it. Let's see if I did an okay job. Oh. Come on. Wait, I want to get a big piece of eggplant. Let me try this. So hot. It's so hot. I think it's great. I think it needs a little bit of salt, actually. Which is weird because usually the whole like soy sauce thing makes it salty. But I think I used reduced sodium soy sauce. So yeah, it could be a little bit saltier and it needs heat, like hot chilies or something. I don't know why I didn't add hot chilies to this. I totally should have. I mean, Thai food should be spicy. Oh, I really like the cashews. And because my pan was so blazing hot, they got like, there's like some char on the cashews, which is exactly what I was going for. Pineapple. What a delight. It's turned out delicious. Not exactly like my local Thai restaurant, but hey, you can't beat it for home cooking. I think it's great, and I think you should try it. I think you should make it at home. Put whatever protein in it you want, or no protein at all. Hooray for eggplant pineapple fried rice.